Welcome to Stormwater Drainage Solutions. In this video, we're going to be talking about corrugated pipe and why to even use it when it has so much negative stigma behind it. Now, this pipe has both pros and cons, just like any other piping system. There are positives and negatives about this pipe, and we're going to be talking about those in this video. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and just let some footage from a random job site that we installed a corrugated system just play in the background as I talk about it. And I will touch on this video maybe here and there as we talk. But basically, corrugated pipe got a very bad stigma from the beginning because of very poor installation. Now, originally, when this pipe first came on the scene, guys loved it, because you could throw it in the trench very quickly. You could connect it together very quickly. A lot of times they didn't even tape it. They just snapped the fittings together. They were quick connect fittings and they kept it moving. Now, because of the amount of corrugated pipe that got installed, and I'm talking for Florida, I'm not talking for any other state because I haven't lived in any other states. I have lived here in Florida and I have seen what happens with these systems over the years. So I can only speak on what I have seen, and I can only speak on the state that I have seen it in. So I'm going to be talking about Florida. But anyways, guys threw a lot of this pipe in the ground for residential yard drainage, and over the years it failed. Probably took roughly 4 to 8 years on average to fail. Some sooner, some later. It depended on the pitch of the ground. It depended on the grade of the ground. So when this pipe was thrown in the ground, it worked very well because it got the job done. It was cheap, it was effective, and it was fast. But after a while, the failures started adding up because the guys installing this pipe, most of the guys, not all of them, but most of the guys, the old timers in Florida that were installing this pipe for residential yard drainage, they threw it in the ground fast. They didn't worry about leveling it out. They didn't worry about tile taping the connections. They didn't worry about any of that. So basically, when you install this pipe, it's like any other drainage pipe. You need to put a level on it. You need to have a grading laser and rod. You need to have levels. You need to have something to ensure that this pipe is being laid with at least 2% slope. 4% is optimal because 4% is self-cleaning, but at least 2% to keep the water flowing well through there and to keep the sediment moving as well. Now, another issue with corrugated pipe is because connections do not get tile taped up, the roots love to get in this pipe. And once the roots get into this pipe, you cannot get them out. You're not jetting them out. You're not cleaning them out. The entire system usually needs to get replaced. So some of the positives, though, about corrugated pipe, you can snake this pipe around a lot of stuff. So it's very user and DIY friendly. Another positive about this pipe, the material, HDPE, high density polyethylene plastic, is very durable. It's forgiving. It expands and contracts. It moves with the ground. It moves with the thaw cycles if you live up north. At this point here, we are adding a 4-inch Y with a cap on it so that in the future, additional drainage can easily be added to this system by digging down to this Y, taking the cap off, and then connecting into it. That is also the reason why we are running a 6-inch main line on this system, because we have 2 downspouts that are connected into this 4-inch. Then we have our Y that can be used for additional drainage in the future once this client is ready to use that. And then it is going to transition into a 6-inch because we have 2 additional downspouts that are going to be captured and piped into this system. So a 6-inch pipe is going to ensure that we have a large enough area to maintain the bulk water that we get in our heavy Florida storms. So the material is very durable. However, not all pipe is created the same. That is another major issue with corrugated pipe. If you do not source the correct pipe and you do not source high quality corrugated pipe that has a thick sidewall, more than likely if you're going to be getting it at a box store, the pipe is going to be thin and it is not going to be as effective and hold up in the ground. So you want to make sure you're getting a high quality pipe. When you install it, you need to install it with a level in a flat bottom trench. You do not want a bunch of waves and bellies, and you do not want this pipe forming a roller coaster in the ground. Now you also want to pack dirt around this pipe as you bury it up. You can see in this video, there's sections where there's dirt packed around it. As we go through with the level and we get the pitch that we want, we pack dirt so that the pipe does not move. And then we put the rest of the dirt back over on top. Now this is a solid corrugated system. There's no holes in this. It is not a French drain. It's a solid system because we are collecting downspouts and connecting them in. So we've already caught the water. We want to contain the water and we want to move it out. Now, corrugated pipe also got a very bad name because a lot of guys would just run perforated pipe on downspouts and catch basins and the like, and roots would love those systems and would take those systems over very quickly. They were not using any stone, they were not using any fabric. So this pipe got a very bad name early on because of poor installation. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that a corrugated pipe is superior with flow rate and with moving debris through it compared to a smooth interior pipe, because every plumber out there knows and every drainage installer out there knows a smooth interior pipe is far superior when it comes to moving water and debris through it. It's just a fact. The math doesn't lie with that. There's no way around it. However, corrugated pipe has its place in yard drainage because of cost, efficiency, and good quality HDPE material that is durable and will last a long, long time in the ground if you get the right pipe. So that is my 2 cents on corrugated pipe. It has its place in yard drainage. And obviously, if you watch our channel, you see we install both. We install corrugated pipe, PVC pipe, dual wall pipe, triple wall pipe. We install all of it. We just make sure it's a good quality pipe. And depending on the application we are installing, that determines what pipe we are using. Now, I will tell you, if you are working with minimal to no slope, you do not want to use a corrugated pipe. If you are trying to get that system to drain out by gravity with no sump pump, because you do not want to use a sump pump in the system, then a smooth interior pipe is going to be far more effective to do that than a corrugated pipe when you're working with little to no fall. A smooth interior pipe will be a lot easier to clean out in those situations as well, because even a smooth interior pipe is going to gather sediment and dirt when you're having to lay it almost level the whole entire way and then drop it at the very end so it can drain out the entire pipe. That system will still get debris in it, but because it is a smooth interior pipe, it's going to be a lot easier to clean out compared to a corrugated pipe. Corrugated pipe is going to be harder to clean out in that situation because there is little to no fall on it. So you need to try to keep corrugated pipe at least at 2% slope all the way through. Ideally, you would want to keep it at 4% slope so it has its self-cleaning capabilities. If you enjoyed this video, give us a thumbs up. It really supports us. It supports the channel. It helps out what we do. We're trying to get a lot more videos out to you guys. We're sitting on a ton of footage, and I got to start getting it off my computer and off of my hard drives. So give us a thumbs up. It supports us. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below. If you need yard drainage in the Tampa Bay area, give Stormwater Drainage Solutions a call at 813-614-3456. We got you covered. And until next time, this is Stormwater Drainage Solutions signing off.